Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Daily Rant by yours truly. My name is Eric Sayward. My friends call me Way, and I'm from Bap Nation as well as We Are Change, if that matters to you. Here's the issue. Yeah, I'm switching voices now. Now I'm from Brooklyn. Listen, I recently got out of the hock, man. I got out of the joint, the bars, man. The people that were locking me down. I was eating crappy food and sleeping on the floor, the whole nine. It was fucked up. But thanks to my friend Kevin Barrett, Dr. Kevin Barrett, and his associates and those who we deal with on a regular basis, who pooled money together to get me out of jail, I would like to say thank you from the sincerest, deepest portions of my the beating thing that lies within my chest. I still got to get my vehicle back, which is another. It's going to be $600-700. I think I got 4 on me now. So we will be scrounging for Skrilla on that one. Big announcements. Bap Nation. We no longer have Griff as part of the family on Bap Nation. We've had several discussions about this. People have asked me, what are you going to do now that you've lost Griff? And the answer to that isn't that we lost Griff. We educated and propped Griff up to the point where now he's self-sufficient and he's going to do his own thing. So it's not a loss. We are still very intimately connected. We will definitely be offering assistance to Griff and his staff whenever need be. This is definitely not like one of those scenarios where there's beef and there's a separation because of such things. There is no beef, there is no negative energy, there's nothing there other than love and unity still between Bap Nation and Griff and Enemy Minds and Zaza and what they're doing. So I want to publicly announce that we do have their back and hopefully they have ours. We will be continuing with Bap Nation. In fact, we're going to bring some new faces to the table. Some of them not so new for the sake of the fact that they are already heavily in the movement. However, they will be new to the airwaves as far as we are considering them. With that being said, today we had a massive victory. As you well know, I was arrested on the 2nd of this month. So November 2nd, I was arrested. I had a child support warrant, which is one thing, but I was also illegally detained, illegally searched. My property was illegally taken. My truck was illegally detained, and my passenger, Drew, who's a good friend of mine, was illegally arrested and charged. And today, we went to court for his hearing, for his bond hearing, and the DA has declined to prosecute. Imagine that, because we weren't doing anything. Drew did not break the law. He did not engage in the criminal activity as described in the original charges, nor have I. So I'm looking forward to the lawsuits that are going to come down the pike, as we are, so to speak, here on Bap Nation. We will be suing the police department. We will be suing the county. We'll be suing the jail for inhumane treatment. Am I incorrect, Drew?
Absolutely not. I was stripped bucket naked for refusing to take their...
Come over here and tell these people. This is going to be viewed by several thousands of people. This is Drew. Drew is my co-defendant. Also one of my best friends. There you go.
I was illegally detained, as he said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got down to the office, they wanted to run me through the gauntlet, and I denied, of course, protecting my own rights. Because I did so, they then thought fit to lift my hands that were in handcuffs over the back of my head, grab me by my pants buckle, or belt buckle rather, in the back, and pick me up off my feet, haul me into a single cell room where they, and I mean they, there were 7 of them, both male and female, who forced me down on my face on a cement slab mat covered with a small green pillow, and they put their knee on my back where they proceeded to rip my clothes off. I was naked in that cell room in front of 7 different people.
And they laughed about it.
And they laughed. They thought it was funny. They did give me a blanket, and later on I had clothes. But now they're declining to prosecute on the charges I was put in there for.
Right, which was obstruction.
I'm upset about that.
Yes. And also, we have several recordings of the incident, thanks to Drew, calling my cell phone, and Donnie Tsunami, my sound guy from Bap Nation, is also preparing the sound bites. So we got them, man. We got them. They infringed on our rights, period. Period, point blank. I asked the officer, am I under arrest? He said, no. Am I free to go? No. Okay, well, then, since I'm being detained, then I am going to go ahead and invoke all of my rights. You know, the right to remain silent, the right to have an attorney present, the right to be secure in your person and your property. All of which they completely violated. They continued to ask me questions. At one point, I said, officer, are you going to continue to violate my rights? And then he said he asked a question, which is interesting. This is the first time that any of this came up. Because you figure the normal traffic stop would include the first thing out of the cop's mouth going, let me see your driver's license. You know, okay, thank you, Mr. Sayward. Do you realize the reason I pulled you over was I felt that you were exceeding the speed limit, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't anything like that. This guy was incredibly aggressive. Flashlight through the window, asking questions about my vehicle, I mean, you could totally tell he was setting it up for probable cause. He wanted to search my vehicle. Well, there was nothing in the vehicle. I knew this. I wasn't doing anything illegal. There was nothing illegal happening. But this guy was so aggressive and so, to the point where I started wondering, is this the kind of cop that would set me up? I mean, I don't even know. At this point, I'm worried about my own safety, and I'm worried about the safety of my passenger. Because he took a very bizarre interest in Drew to begin with. Like, who is this? He looks drunk. Well, how much has he had to drink tonight? Well, none of that fucking matters because he's not driving. Okay? First off. Second of all, am I under arrest? No. Am I free to go? No. Okay, I'm invoking my rights. You no longer have the right to ask me any questions. I am going to remain silent at this point. And he kept asking questions at the point where to the point where I said, officer, are you going to continue to violate my rights? And he looked me right dead in the eyes and said, so you're not going to show me your ID? I didn't answer the question. I just rolled the window up. Zip, window up. Come on. Call back up. I already know I'm going to jail. So sure enough, backup comes. I go to jail. Officer comes to my door, driver's side door, rips the door open, holds it open, grabs me with his other arm, undoes my my seatbelt. I had my seatbelt on. Undoes the seatbelt, grabs my arm, pulls me out, tells me to stand, to face the vehicle and to put my arms behind my back. In which case, I'm obviously under arrest. Well, I'm not gonna. At that point, I could have resisted, but I decided, I'm not gonna resist at this point. I already know I'm going to jail, so let's just get this over with. Put my hands behind my back. I get arrested. They throw me in the back of the cop car, and I watch them dig through my vehicle illegally. After they illegally went into my pocket and grabbed my wallet and my ID and all the information that's based on the citations I received, which I will beat in court, show that they got the information from illegally searching me. They never once asked me my name. Never. Never in this entire equation. The irony of the whole thing was the cop car that they put me in the back of, I actually knew the police officer. I've known him for several years. He's actually a decent dude, but I really wasn't in the mood for chit-chat with a police officer at the time. And he asked me the question, hey, Sayward, hey, what have you been up to? And so, me being me, I said, I don't know, why don't you ask your wife? Probably incredibly inappropriate. However, I was just not in the mood for chit-chat with a police officer. Get to the jail thing there. They try to give me a breathalyzer. I told them to stick it where the sun don't shine. And just lend me to my cell. Just point me in the right direction. I'll go pass out. I didn't need my phone call. I didn't need anything. I signed here. Here's my property thing. Take it. I'm out of here.
That's another thing. They would not let me sign for my property.
They wouldn't let you sign.
Everything out of my pockets. They didn't show me what they took, and they would not let me sign for it. Mm-hmm. I was missing $20 or more when it came to my
You had money when you got arrested, and when you went to go collect the money that you thought you had.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. Okay.
Go ahead, tell them.
So, when I do get out, they give me a coupon. A coupon for $26 that they said I had. I did not have $26. I had almost double that. I had somewhere around 50. I couldn't say exactly, but I'm thinking there was a 20 taken because I had a lot more than what they said.
Right.
Anyways,
so you go to collect your money. They give him a ticket. He gets out of jail. They give him a thing saying, "Go to this location. You get $26 back."
Yeah, between the hours of 1:30 and 4 p.m. So I have a 2.5-hour window to be there, and I'm there. I'm there at 1:30, and I give them my coupon, and they register it, and they give me a coupon back that says I owe them $24. And I said, "Wait a minute. I just had a ticket that said you owed me money, and you gave me one back that says I owe you money. How does this work?" And the lady says, "Well, if you don't pay your fine and you're arrested because you don't pay your fine, you are subject to a $50 booking charge."
You now have to pay to go to jail, is what they're saying.
So, wait a minute. I can't afford the ticket I had. I mean, I had every intention of paying it, but I didn't pay it in their allotted time. And so now, instead of me having to pay the ticket, I also have to pay a $50 coupon charge.
Booking fee.
Yes.
You had to pay to go to jail, and all they did the whole time was violate your rights.
And gave me a wiener. they gave me 2 sliced hot dogs.
Yeah. For your meal.
It was fantastic.
Here's your hot dogs. Yeah, here's your $26 hot dog. You get a pack of like 10 of them for $1, right? And that's the meal they gave you. Well, and then they charge. Oh, there's such a burden on society, the taxpayers. Good God.
That's because we don't eat it anyways. They provide us food pantry food from the 1970s, and nobody eats it anyway.
You know what sucks? This is the thing that really bothers me, Drew. We're going to sue. Our rights were violated. We're going to sue. And you know what really sucks about the whole process is that the people that are going to actually pay that lawsuit are the frickin' taxpayers, not the douchebags, not these frickin' cops, these muscle-bound frickin' steroid head control freaks that pulled us over. That I could easily whoop their ass in a heartbeat. But since they have a badge and a gun, they think that they're above the law, and we have to obey the law, but they don't. So when we call them on their infractions of the law, they don't get their vehicle towed. They don't get their paycheck cut. They don't have to pay anything. The taxpayers are going to be the ones to take it in the ass, as always.
It's also the taxpayers that are receiving that money. Us, as taxpayers, are receiving the money that they violated. And if there's more people out there that will do that, eventually they can get their money back from all the bullshit they've been through too.
Right, exactly. You know what? And if we win this lawsuit, and we will, I'm going to take a portion of that to set up a fund to educate people on their rights, so that when their rights are violated, they will have recourse. They will have a method of remedy for those things. And we will also go as far as to educate the police. Listen, officer, you are violating rights. Yes, I understand it's procedure, but procedure does not constitute law. Law is law. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and I don't care what your precinct tells you procedure is, it's not true. For instance, my vehicle, I pulled over onto private property when I was prior to being detained, and they towed my vehicle illegally, which constitutes aggravated theft. Okay? They stole my vehicle that I'm still trying to get at a hawk. I'm still about $250, almost $300 away from getting my vehicle back. Which, if you want to make a donation, go to bapnation.com, go to the upper right-hand corner, click the donation button, please donate. Our rights are being violated on a daily basis, and the reason this is because most people don't know what their rights are. And that's what Bap Nation and several other radio shows and radio stations and radio networks are dedicated to doing, is to educate you, to get you to the point where you can now stand up for your rights. Because I'm one person. There are millions of people who have their rights violated on a daily basis. How can I assist you? I cannot be at every one of those court dates. All I can do is point you in the right direction, give you the information, allow you to do the research for yourself, and assist in the best way, shape, and form possible that I can to get you to be able to stick up for yourself. And that is exactly what BAP Nation is about. So this is Eric from We Are Change BAP Nation, and I am signing off on my daily rant here with my bro Drew. We did have a victory. His case was tossed out. They refused to prosecute. I will probably also get the same fate. However, I am not going to stop there. I will be filing federal lawsuits against Onalaska Police Department, against the officers in question, against the La Crosse County Jail for mistreatment of not just myself but my friend, the illegal detainment. I will sue and sue and sue and sue, and we will pursue more suits as much as we can, because we are sending a message to the establishment that we, the people, are not going to bow down to tyranny. We are not going to allow you to break the law and then expect us to obey it. Everyone must obey the law, and we will hold them accountable whenever they break it. So again, Eric from We Are Change, BAP Nation, please make a donation.